My name is Silas Kiriinya. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession and the CEO of Amazon Counseling Center. At Amazon Counseling Center, we support people with all manner of psychological issues. And this could mean relationship issues, mental struggles. It could mean substance use, or you have struggles at workplace. It can be any problem that actually, or any issue that bothers the human mind. And so we support people, we work with them one-on-one. We do talks for churches, organizations, and also we train people on psychological issues, and particularly areas on how to manage stress, how to work on internal motivation, how to empower yourself, how to overcome traumas, experience that probably you go through in life, and many other more support that we give to people. That is the kind of work that I do almost on a daily basis. And of course, trying to reach out to the society through the radio, through the other forms of media, been to quite a number of TV stations, writing materials, print media, like for example, newspapers. So we do all that basically to let people know that mental health is a big thing. And we need to work on it. We need to help each other. We need to support each other. We need to know when we are struggling and where to find help at the same time. We are still on the topic of the adolescents' mental health, and particularly today I want to continue with the topic on the factors that actually predispose young people, adolescents or teenagers to unhealthy mental outcomes that we have seen, of course, in our society today. And last week I touched on two important ones. The first one was the desire for great autonomy, and then the second one was the pressure to conform with the peers. And so today I want to touch on something else that is really, really important also, what we call exploration of sexual identity. Exploration of sexual identity. Now, what do I mean by this? When we are growing up, our bodies are changing. The bodies of the young people are changing. And of course, they are developing in every aspect. They are developing cognitively. That means in their mind, in their way of thinking. They are also developing in terms of other systems in the body, reproductive system being one of them. Because at this point, remember, they are maturing, and then all the way they are now preparing themselves to actually maybe to get into intimate relationships when they get to that point. And then from there, probably they can find themselves in families where now they need probably to be reproductive and all that. But God has designed that very well. So it begins to nurture and to mature them slowly by slowly. And so at this age that we are talking about, the young people are still maturing sexually. And remember, at this point also, they have tendency for exploration, not only for sexual matters or sexual identity, but they want to explore everything, that which is happening around them, because they don't want to face the world when they are not aware of what it is that is expected of them. And therefore, they explore a lot. That's why you see, for example, at this point, they will try things. They will even come and find that you're not around, and there's a car key around. They will pick the keys and probably even try to drive the car. Like, they'll try risky things at this point because they don't want to find themselves at a point that they are on the other side of life, that they do not know what is happening at this point. And therefore, it's essential for us to understand that they're exploring themselves. Now, exploration does not mean does not mean that they're exploring in a bad way. Exploration basically has to do with wanting or desire for curiosity and to create insight and knowledge and probably even experience. And oftentimes it's well intended, even though oftentimes we realize that young people will explore because they don't have experience, because they don't have mental skills that will enable them be very objective and very practical. They will experience on some stuff that are actually likely to predispose them to some struggles, some confusion of identity, sexual identity confusion, confusion of values, and all that. We see those things can happen, and that's where at this point we are supposed to work with them and support them until they get to a point that they're able to make right decisions, decisions that are actually will benefit them and even benefit their future and the people around them. It is at this point, of course, now that even the body is maturing, so they begin slowly by slowly having sexual feelings. And at times they do not know what to do. And remember, our society looks at sex as one of the taboos, so we cannot openly talk about it. Sometimes these children are not able to open up to their parents. They open up to their friends, and their friends probably tell them, hey, I experienced this and the other thing, and this is what is happening to me. And therefore you realize, because of the peer influence thing, they are also influenced. At this point also, because of what their bodies are going through, they may not be able to open up to the catechist, or to the priest, or to the pastor, or to the teacher. So they kind of grapple with all these changes that they are seeing in their body, and they do not know how to deal with it. And oftentimes now they try to improvise their own means on how to deal with such feelings. And so, other than understanding that these are normal feelings in terms of human development, sometimes there are those who will look at them like, this is a bad thing. Maybe some will look at it as a temptation. Others will look at it like it's a demonic thing. Others will look at it like I am weak. And others will look at it like this is wrong. Like people have different perception depending on the school of thought that you've been through.